I met a girl once, but we still couldn't get to see each other again. We were constantly chatting on the internet, flirting a lot. Our conversations took on a sexual nature. We shared with each other thoughts about what we were going to do when we saw each other again. Finally, the evening has arrived. She suggested we meet at some lame bar, but oh well. I thought we wouldn't stay there for long and would get a room. I dressed up and drove up to the bar, but she was nowhere to be seen. I walked around a couple of times to see if she had chosen a spot on the back terrace, then decided to call. And it turned out that she had been there all the time. I've already passed by several times and didn't notice her. She was wearing some kind of dirty medical gown. She's not even a nurse, so I didn't get the joke. And she was almost tangling her legs with one person. It was clear from their body language that everything was mutual. When she turned around, her hips were still pressed against that guy's cock. "Oh, hello, you've come? Nice to see you." Hi. This is my colleague, Josh." He took one hand off her hips to say hello. Hi. We had a hard day at work. We're really tired, so let's go home." What the fuck am I supposed to do?" "Well, you can have a drink. It was nice to meet you." I watched with my eyes as they turned the corner and then went out through another door. The next day, she sent a message that I looked great that night. If I had known that she was sitting there rubbing against some guy, I would have followed Grandpa Simpson 100%. I used to play Counter-Strike 1.6 with one of the funniest and brightest guys I've ever known. He was in charge of a party of half a dozen guys, to which he invited me. They lived in the south of England, 320 kilometers from my city. For several years, we talked and played together. Every day with him was a joy. I've never had a friend more precious than him. But until the moment we met, I had no idea that he was sick, seriously ill. He had incurable muscular dystrophy, a progressive, debilitating disease. At first, the disease paralyzed his legs, then rose to his arms and eventually reached his lungs. He only told me about it a few days before I bought the tickets. I had no intention of abandoning my plans, but on the contrary, I wanted to see him even more. He died about a year later, and we only managed to meet twice. I regret that I could not come to his funeral. I lived too far away. We were working together at the time. She was beautiful and liked to flirt. And most importantly, both she and I played World of Warcraft, at its peak. In the end, she invited me to the server where she was playing, and I, a horny 20-year-old of course, agreed. We played together, and it turned out to be a good RCR theme, which also had people she had played with before. Of course, she flirted with me during the game, and I responded in kind, and all this in a group chat. In short, we had a great time together, killing other RVR players. Then summer came, BBQ time with our party. She came not alone, but with one of her teammates in the RCR. Okay. It turned out to be her husband, policeman, and we've been sexting in the game for 3 months, right in front of him. I met a girl at WoW. I really liked her, but we lived in different countries. After I went on vacation with her a couple of times, our communication turned into a relationship. I decided to move and start a new life there together. After 4 months, I began to realize a little bit that she was just crazy. She had crazy mood swings combined with intense aggression. She ended up stabbing me in the side while I was sleeping. I think it's understandable that after I was discharged from the hospital, I took the first flight home. And she's still in the mental hospital. When I was 13, I made a pen pal from Hong Kong. We met on Tumblr and constantly corresponded by email. My parents read our correspondence, so we talked mostly about topics related to the culture of our countries. After about a year of communication, she writes that she received permission from the university to study abroad for a semester in Europe, and she chose my country. Super, I was thrilled. But as time passed, our friendship began to fade. We spoke so rarely that I even forgot about her arrival. About 2 weeks before she was supposed to arrive, she wrote that her dorm would be cleaned, so she would not be able to check in on the evening of arrival. She needed somewhere to stay for one night. I asked my mom, and she agreed to pick up my friend from the airport and allowed her to stay with us. We didn't have any distrust of this girl. My parents knew about our friendship, we shared photos and all that. So, in 2 weeks, we pick her up at the airport, and everything went wrong. She annoyed me, but it was already late in the evening, so we just went home. We've prepared a place for her. We went up to my room, she gave me some presents, and we chatted a bit. And then she says, "Thank you for letting me stay with you this semester." What? Excuse me? A whole semester? I asked her what she meant. We only agreed on one night. We can see each other on weekends if she wants to spend time together, but not live with me. She is silent. We're going to bed. At that moment, I just wanted her to leave. Well, that's how it turned out. I wake up the next morning and she's gone. I don't even know how she managed to get out because all the doors are locked at night. To open them, you need keys that are somewhere in the house. Yes, I know it's a fire hazard. No, my mom can't be persuaded to give up such locks. We still have her suitcase. I tried to call her, but she wouldn't answer the phone. In the end, she texted me and asked if my mom could leave her suitcase at a certain time at the train station 40 minutes away from us. Mom took the suitcase, and that was the end of the story. Updated. Even now, when I think about why everything turned out this way, I have one theory. Most likely, she indicated our address in her visa application as her place of residence during her stay, and she needed to stay with us in case the immigration service decided to come with a check. And also, who was wondering why she annoyed me? She treated my mom like a taxi driver and didn't pay attention to what I was saying at all. She was rude and changed her tone only when she was giving gifts, after which she immediately started talking about staying with us for the whole semester. And after I told her that the deal was just for one night, she didn't want to talk to me at all. Although I said that we can discuss this issue with our parents in the morning. We both speak excellent English, so there could be no misunderstanding. When I was 19, I took a plane ticket to meet a friend I had known for about 4 to 5 months. We both lost loved ones, and we were each other's support to cry out our grief. Our communication took place over the phone or via the internet, and so we decided to meet for a few days in a country located between ours. Before that, everything was perfect. She was the coolest girl, very smart, the one you want to spend all your time with. Everything was great when we met, but the next day she confessed, "You're not what I expected." What? I was only 19 and I was an insecure guy, so it knocked me out. I don't know, it's just, you look different. Before we met, I didn't hide anything about myself, and those words left an imprint on the rest of the time we spent together. Instead of chatting incessantly and watching weirdos on TV all evening, we went straight to bed and always ate in silence. No matter how hard I tried, I still couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Our paths parted. We corresponded for a few more days, but after that our communication stopped.